So we've got Corey in the house. Say hi, Corey.
Hello, guys.
It's nice to have you on. You've kind of been in the background recently. I think we should probably address the elephant in the room to get us going with this podcast, and it is those wonderful pots that you've got on your arms.
Yeah.
So talk about what happened. What's going on? What's the story?
We went to Blackpool for the weekend, and we was just training, and then tried to get on top of a wall by conging up, and then fully just face planted and put my hands down. And I think it was like a 12-foot drop onto my hands and my head. Knocked myself out. Then went to hospital. Sat in hospital for I think it was 7-8 hours, and then got to come home. Had surgery the week after, and I get these off in a week. What I'm happy about.
A week? So how long have you been in pot now?
3
weeks, and you're already at the point of maybe pot taking off. Yeah. So what was the injury you sustained? Was it both wrists? Or?
Both wrists broken.
Wow. Ouch. One broken worse than the other?
Yeah, my left one's a lot more worse than my right.
How is that feeling right now for you then?
Feels good, to be fair. My right one feels normal, but my left one, I don't have much strength in it.
Wow. Ouch. Yeah. So my end of that story is I was in London on my level 2 parkour qualification, and you was in Blackpool with the rest of the boys, and I got a very frantic phone call from Jordan's girlfriend. Shout out to Emily. She was like, I've got some bad news. We're in the hospital. I was like, right, which one's it going to be? Someone's going to be hurt. My first thought was it's going to be John.
Yeah.
John's the big sendy boy. And there was no, Corey's in a neck brace is the first thing she said to me. So I was like, oh my God, what has happened? So they explained it to me that you'd gone headfirst off a 7-foot wall is what was first said to me.
It's a lot taller than that now we've seen the clip.
So you swan dived, James Bond swan dived into a concrete alleyway, nowhere to go. So you was in a pretty bad way. Apparently you thought you were in Brighton and not Blackpool.
Yeah.
Which is quite humorous. But you came out with the 2 broken wrists. Pretty bad by the sounds of it.
Could have been a lot worse though, I think.
There is a clip of this bail. You see you come into shot in front of Ollie.
Ollie was right there.
Literally arm's reach away, and you actually hear both wrists break in the clip. It's not nice. Have you seen it yet?
No, I don't want to see it.
Why? How come?
Just I feel like it's going to put me off, and then I feel like I want to see it later, but I don't want to see it until I'm feel good again.
Yeah.
Do it, get my confidence back up.
Yeah. Obviously, we had a little training session, and could tell your confidence was misplaced, so to speak.
Not there.
Just even simple tasks were what if I fall? I can't put my arms out.
Yeah. I have to rewind my brain to fall to my back, and your instant reaction is put your hands out, but I can't really do that. I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, definitely not. So what you had surgery? What surgery did you have?
It was they had to pull it back into place. I don't know what it's called though.
So a repositioning, re-break of the wrist. That sounds awful. And I assume once you've got pots off, it'll be rehab. Rehab
and probably do you know the things what you get for spines?
Supports for your wrist.
For supports,
yeah. You're definitely going to need them for a while.
Yeah.
So what's it been like the past 4 weeks, month of not being able to train with your arms? You've been doing some jumps, which is quite cool. Yeah. But what's the feelings just about
really boring. I just can't do much. So I'm I want to do this jump, and I see Ollie, John, Jazz training, doing swings and cat leaps, and I just really want to do it, but I can't.
Yeah. So would you say you swings and cat leaps heavy? Have you realised where you probably train most?
I swing and do cat leaps, 180s. They're my main move. So I can't really do that anymore. Yeah. And I feel I'm hoping to be back for like Grim Jam.
Yeah.
That's like
so that's August 19th and 20th. So we've got we're May 12th, 13th. Tyler, what are we at? 13th. So we've got June, July. You've got 3 months. Hopefully, I'd love to see you competing safely.
I'm competing. Like, I'm competing speed at least.
It's good to hear that you've got a positive outlook with such a serious injury, looking to the future rather than over dwelling on what's happening at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's your birthday month as well, isn't it? Yeah. I know last year at Grim Jam,
It was the week after.
It was the week after, so you just aged out of the under 16 categories.
I was so annoyed.
I know you were quite vexed, but what are you looking forward to at Grim Jam this year then?
Hoping just to be able to compete and see everyone again.
Yeah, so we've got the skill competition and the speed competition. Is there one that you prefer?
I think I prefer speed because I feel like it's more in my range. I can't like do sticks. Like I can't get sticks like bang on every time.
Yeah. So this year we're changing the format of speed actually, and it's a 2-rounded speed event. We're going to have the speed qualifier on Saturday at the outdoor parkour park, and then there will be the speed finals on the Sunday in the gym. It'll be after the youth speed, and then it will go into adult speed finals.
I like that a lot more. Like, there's 2 rounds of it, so you don't like if you bail one, you're probably out, but you still have a chance to get back into it.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Tom Redfern, and he said, Mr. Gold Medal. He said speed's too easy. It's over in seconds. There needs to be more at play, is what he said. Obviously, with the skill competition, it's usually like a 2-day event, 3 rounds. You'll be getting pushed to the max. You're having to warm up, cool down. You're really having to push yourself. So he actually suggested it to me, and I took him up on it. And I think it definitely offers more suspense as well.
Yeah, it's like not over just in that one day. It's like you get to space out over the 2 days. You don't know who's made it to the final. So
yeah, we're trying to make that Sunday of Grim Jam feel more like the finals of the event. Obviously, there'll be the youth speed final, adult speed final, and there'll be the skill finals where we'll reveal the 7 deadly sins for this year.
7 deadly sins.
They're not even fully planned out at the moment. The gym needs a little bit of reshaping before we can fully figure out what those challenges are going to be. So I'm excited. Excited for that. Obviously, with your injury, do you have a backup plan?
Not really.
Not really. You're in full force.
Yeah.
Good. It's good to see that you are kind of handling it well. I know you've been to a few sessions and you've been doing some like working out, primarily legs. Yeah. Obviously,
can't really do arms.
Yeah, can't do your arms at the moment. Have you found anything outside of parkour frustrating? Like what's the day-to-day life of Corey Edwards feel like at the moment?
It's just that really just waking up and then just being bored all the time because like I can't really do much, and then like finally able to be playing in my games again. That was like the best day ever, playing my games.
Any games in particular? I'm not a gaming person, so I'm like learning as I
play
go.
Like Minecraft, FIFA, and Fortnite.
The typical standard games. I assume. I'm an old man when it comes to games. Give me a Nintendo. I want to play Pokemon, or I want to play Mario. That's it for me. They're the two. Can't beat those. Thinking about outside of parkour for a moment. Obviously, when you're not injured, what do you get up to outside of parkour? I can imagine there's not many people who have sat down and had a conversation with you much about outside of parkour.
I usually just go out, play football, and then usually go out with my mates, go on bike rides and that, all over the place.
That's cool.
I can't sit inside for too long, otherwise I'm just like lockdown was the worst for me because I just couldn't go out with all my mates, so I was just bored all the time inside.
Yeah. So obviously you're 16, 17.
16, 17
this year.
August.
You're the second oldest in the kind of new injection of athletes in the team.
What's kind of weird.
What does that feel like being like 16, 17? You've got John who's almost
17,
18.
nearly 18.
Almost 18. And then you've got Jazz under you's 15. Almost 16 in literally like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And then you've got Ollie who's only 13, which boggles my brain.
I feel like Ollie's my age. It's weird to think about like Ollie's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, you two seem to gel quite well. I've seen that quite a lot.
Yeah.
If anyone's seen any of the Corey and Ollie adventures, you seem to get on with things. And yeah. So what has it been like? What's your like intro into parkour been, and then obviously the intro into Team Rally? What's that been like for you?
My intro to parkour was going to the boulevard and just seeing people like jump around, because I used to go there and like didn't really know what it was about, and then finally found like people actually jumping on it. So I was like, oh, I'll give that a go. And then like the second time I went training with my friend, someone tried to jump to the bar and just came off the bar. It was hilarious. It was actually funny. Oh,
I hate those bails. They're horrible. Good old jump, catch, swing, and then you come off and it's just end of the world moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and then found like Jazz and that, and then they said like Team Reality. So my mum searched it up and found it. So and then I came for like a couple of weeks, enjoyed it, and then just carried on coming all the time.
Yeah, that's it. You
and
don't
just
leave.
Never
now.
stopped.
Yeah.
No, I'm always here. I live here now.
And then obviously with the Grim 2 video at the end of last year, it was the big splash of like introducing you four as like officially part of the team. Even though it already felt like you were part of the team for quite a while before.
Technically in the team, but technically not, and that like pushed us into it, I guess.
Yeah. What's that been like for you then, becoming part of like...
It was weird like filming for the first time, like filming everyone and like getting clips. It was weird to think about. Because I don't really like posting on Instagram. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're definitely the one who posts the least out of the group.
I barely post.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you went how long without a phone?
I got a phone like 2 years ago, probably. Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So for someone your age, it's quite a long time not to have a phone. So like...
I had like an iPad for like ages.
Oh, fair.
Broken iPad.
You can't really walk around with an iPad though, can you?
Had it in my...
Yeah, take a full bag out with you every day. So obviously your introduction to parkour was with us, essentially. What was it like going from us seeing like myself, Neil and Sean as coaches? What was it like then suddenly being like training outside us as well?
It was exciting for the first time, but like nervous at the same time, because I still looked at you as a coach, but like the more time that's gone on, I feel like you're now my friend, and like I feel like everyone's my friend now in Team Reality.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. I'm the one of the older ones, so it's like I often forget the age difference between me and you.
Yeah, I feel like
you're 16, I'm almost 32, so you're like half my age, and I've actually been doing parkour longer than you've been alive.
Whilst I was in the womb.
Yeah, which is pretty bizarre.
Yeah.
But definitely all gelled together quite well, and it's been a joy to have you like in the mix.
I don't see like everyone like I feel like everyone's the same age. Like it's weird to think about, but it's confusing to think like you're like 16 years older than me. It's so weird.
Yeah, obviously you don't let me forget it though.
No.
I know you lot like to rub it in that I am much older, and don't I feel it? Nursing my own injuries at the moment. Back injury, bulging discs in my L4 and 5, which has been horrendous.
How long has it been?
So originally, I think the pain started in December. So I'm like 5 months in, almost 6 months in.
A long time.
Yeah, and it's been pretty rough. Touch wood, the past couple of weeks have been my best couple of weeks. I think it stemmed from overuse and poor deadlift technique. I'm definitely thinking it's that more than anything. But if anyone knows me, I love to dive roll. So it's been like...
The worst. I could see you at like Grim Jam and Newcastle Jam, just seeing like your brain compute and you're like, there's a dive roll there. I want to do dive roll. I can't do dive roll because it's going to hurt my back.
It's been such a weird injury to train around. There's been days where I'm like, I feel super powerful because I'm relaxed. Obviously, I'm well rested. Legs feel great. But then just sometimes walking, it'll just put me out. I'm like, I can't walk anymore. My back's killing me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pain is now in my glute. So like having to do a lot of mobility work and stretches and stuff, which I assume when you come to trying to get your grip back and stuff with your wrist, it's going to be quite a long and horrible process.
Exciting to into the future, get them back to health.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Have you got any gym goals for when you come back?
I want to get like some laches back. I've got like the big lache cat leap. There's two lache cat leaps actually I want to do.
Is it the
one
female finals from last year? Is it that one?
Yeah, that one, and the one to this place.
To the tower.
To the tower.
Yeah.
Configure tower.
Yeah. What, the really big one or
the smaller one?
Same distance but lower wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I want.
That's a pretty good one. That might be changing that area. Come Grim Jam. So I might little clue there. Where the corner of that tower might be slightly different.
Still would be possible there.
Come Grim Jam. I think that will be, but it might be slightly in a different position, shall we say. Not the right word to use, a different position.
Yeah.
Don't want to give away too much. We kind of like the excitement of being able to like drop these changes on people like
Change
last
it
minute.
the day.
Yeah. We've spoken briefly about you being part of the team now. What are your kind of like aspirations as part of the team going forward into the future once you're healthy and things like that?
Hopefully just grow my jump and like grow everything, and hopefully just have fun during parkour, not like just take it so seriously. Like the whole part of parkour for me was just to have fun and like not take it seriously so much.
Yeah, obviously I think you're looking at potentially becoming a coach, is that right?
Hopefully.
Well? Yeah, assistant coach.
Level 1
Yeah.
next year?
July. Fingers crossed. Can you cross your fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah? Go on, show, yeah, we can cross fingers.
Yeah.
So is that something you always thought about, or is that something
just seeing you guys coach and then like seeing like the younger people just get like better and better, it's like really nice to see.
No, it's good. It's good. I see you naturally kind of giving feedback and doing all those things. So GoPro over there just overheated, so we had to stop and rewind a little bit. So I apologise for that. We're back in. So one of the things I like to ask most people that come on is your parkour pet peeve. Is there something that grinds your gears, really does you head in?
Pet peeve is bad cat leap tech. So like going hands then feet. It's just, you're going to ruin your toes in the process and like just ruin your feet. Yeah,
I've noticed you're quite on the ball with your cat leaps.
I love them.
Twizzles, splats, 180s. They're definitely your game, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's good to see. We've had one of the questions come through to the Instagram was about the pots. Obviously, we've spoke about that. But will anyone ever see that bail? That piece of footage?
I'm hoping to make a video of it, like explaining my bail and like what happened, and then like and some training after, like after the injury, after the injury training, hopefully like getting back to training, and then like slow progression into like some big jumps at the end of it.
Yeah, I'd be very intrigued to see the rehab section of that.
Yeah, there will definitely be a rehab section.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd like to. I'd really enjoy to see your like full recovery, not just like I broke my wrist, I'm back again. I want to see that build up. I think quite a few people will be quite intrigued in seeing that as well, especially with such a serious injury as yours, and the fact that you've escaped surgery, which is pretty.
I'm so happy they didn't have to open me up.
Yeah, well, you're lucky.
It was. I feel like it was pins if they couldn't if it weren't strong enough to stay.
God, dread to think. Yeah. And you don't have much memory of this neither.
Well, I remember like a bit before it. I remember like just about to go, and then it just
Nothing.
cuts. And I remember coming in and out of consciousness and like asking questions, but
And when
not
does
many.
when does the lights come back on?
Ambulance.
In the ambulance.
I don't remember walking to the ambulance. Apparently, I walked to the ambulance. I just don't remember. I remember in the ambulance, and then I remember there and outwards.
God, that is horrific. It's one of those. I'm so glad there was people there who got you sorted so
Yeah.
quickly. Because you obviously being total opposite side of the country as well.
Yeah, it was.
I can imagine your your mum was.
My mum was
stress
very
levels.
bored.
Yeah, I can imagine.
She was ready to bike there, apparently.
Bless her. So we obviously spoke about that horrible story. Do you have a more fonder, brighter memory that we can kind of finish the podcast on?
I've got two favourite memories.
Oh, okay, hit us.
So number one is when we was in Blackpool as well. Was having like a game of like sock game, so you had to get the sock off, and then Ollie just absolutely drop kicks me. It was so funny. I just collapsed. And then I feel like my favourite memory whilst doing parkour is probably doing secret cat leap for the first time. That was like favourite memory of parkour, because it was like I was thinking of that jump for weeks on end.
Yes, I think it was
Ingram 2.
It's Ingram 2. Was the day I was there helping film? Was that the first day you did it?
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever done it.
Yeah. Wow. And you did it a few times the same day.
Yeah, I was very happy that day.
Why was that the move? Why does that stand out for you so much? Other than just it being something you looked at?
Like, I saw other people doing it, and it was like a mental barrier for me. It was pretty high up. I'm pretty scared of heights. Like, I know that's weird to say during parkour, but I'm scared of heights. I don't like heights at all. I don't like being up high. So, like, getting like that was just really, really happy for me. And it was like a mental barrier, especially for like that time, I guess.
Yeah, it was good to see you crack that one. Funny story about why it's called Secret Cat Leap is back about, we're talking 13, 14 years ago. Nobody knew the cat leap existed. Nobody knew it was there. And Tom Higginbottom, Cat PK, an old school Leeds boy who moved to Cleethorpes, original Team Reality member as well. He noticed it on the train, and he called it Secret Cat Leap. And the way Cat was about it, my memory could be wrong, but from my understanding, it was called Secret Cat because nobody knew where it was, nobody had done it, and people wanted to keep it a secret. So you was only allowed to know where Secret Cat Leap was
if you could do it
when people thought you were able to do it. So you weren't allowed to know until you'd kind of like proved your cat leap capability, and then you were shown it. And I remember the first time we went there, all the slate tiles were broken, so like you couldn't stand on the roof properly, and
that roof is like
the whole thing was moving underneath. Luckily now
it's been like
it's like the most solid roof ever, and now it's opened up the jump up and the jump back as well. The jump back had been done.
Danny with a cat leap down was...
Yeah, Danny's done the cat leap down, which is pretty
That's
horrible.
ridiculous.
Yeah, some people have done it standing. Tyler, have you done it standing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the few who've done that standing jump. So standing precision is mad.
It's big.
It's so big. And last time I looked at it, it's one of those ones where it's close to your max, but then it's a story off the floor.
Yes.
And the floor isn't very nice.
It's like brambles.
Yeah, at one point it was just like thorn bushes. But
yeah,
it's been cleared more recently, so it's it looks a little bit nicer.
I think
now.
the time I went before that, there was brambles everywhere, and then the time we went, it got cut down. So I feel like that made me more capable. It like broke a bit of the mental barrier because I didn't want to fall into brambles and that.
Oh, have you got an idea of what's next then? So that was the challenge, let's say for 2022. Beyond the injury and recovery, is there something that's on your hit list?
I want to get capstone, like soon. Like not
capstone in the gym.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know the capstone jump in the gym, it is the big cat leap arm jump that we set. Not last year's Grim Jam, the Grim Jam before. It was first broken by Clayton
Clayton.
He was the first person to hit it, and then a few more of the finalists have done it. John's probably the master of it.
John's done it like 80 times at this point.
He does it like for a joke now. So I'm excited. I definitely am excited to see.
I don't think it's going to be this year because of my arms, but I feel like maybe next year, hopefully. I want to get it before those walls go. 100%. That's like main goal. And then I feel like jumps outside. I don't really have jumps outside. I can't really think of jumps right now.
Yeah. So just to kind of like cap the end of this episode off, obviously a lot of what we spoke about is injury, specifically your injury. Yeah. Is there anything, any maybe words of wisdom that you think could be wise to know going forward?
Be comfortable with what you're doing, especially like with heights and that. Like don't risk things like life and death. It's just not worth it.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. One last thing I will ask you though. Yeah. What do you think went wrong? If you can remember,
I clipped my toe.
Clipped your toe.
Yeah. Like I conged up on the wall, clipped my toe because there was like a little lip just before. So I conged up, clipped my toe, and just did an Olympic dive.
That's how I broke my arm. It was clipping my toe.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I've watched it frame by frame, and it is when I say vertical dive, I mean like the James Bond one off the pier, the dam, when he jumps off, and he's like spreading on, and then he goes into like the most perfect dive. Like Tom Daly would have been jealous of that dive.
But I was trying to dive all down there. I tried it, but it didn't work.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah,
but I'm so glad that there is at the moment no lasting damage. I'm glad your brain's okay. Yeah, that was one of the worst.
If I don't think I put my hands down, I would have definitely cracked my skull.
You'd have broken your neck. Yeah. I think. But I think we can all say that wrists
is better than neck.
Yeah, wrists is better than neck for sure. I'm glad to know you're all right. I'm looking forward to seeing your comeback video. Not looking forward to watching the bail again.
No, I don't.
I'm sure there might be people watching this thinking otherwise.
You're probably like, I really want to see this bail.
I'll get you a copy. Yeah, it's not amazing. Next time Ollie's on the podcast, we'll get his point of view on this as well because he saw it.
Ollie was like at least like not even 5 foot away from me. It was like the point. Apparently, he just stood there. Like
he does stand there. I spoke to Ollie and
Ollie stands there. John's supposed to do the dive Kong, I think, and John just walks back, like just walks away, and then Jordan runs past and.
If anyone knows John, it is the only time John has been silenced.
Like, you should see it. It's hilarious. He's actually hilarious.
He's literally quiet.
Gone.
He just did not want to be part of what was happening at all. Which I don't blame him because it must have been horrible. Yeah. Being in London and not being able to help was pretty rough.
I'd rather be in my point of view than Ollie's point of view, to be fair. Ollie was stuck in a car with John for 6 hours.
I don't wish that upon anyone.
Yeah. No, that's the worst.
No, I love you really, John.
Yeah, I love you.
Okay, so with Grim Jam coming up, it is a stressful time. Lots of planning goes in. These events are not for profit. They are for the community. We're all about grassroots competition, trying to help push and create more things for the parkour community. We could do with as much support, as much help with that as possible. You can grab one of the new Hexagon t-shirts that have come out, which pays homage to the build that Callum designed with the print on the back. Also, you'll be able to catch us very soon, next weekend. In fact, there'll be a pop-up shop at the Aero Crew Jam in France. We're looking forward to that. We've got some people competing and we've also got a pop-up shop. So help us by supporting us by going over to teamreality.bigcartel.com and anything helps support Corey, give him some love, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.
For some reason he didn't.